The waning day still refused to end, so I bid farewell in the indigo twilight to the other surfers and crawled into my sleeping bag in the back of the truck. The tailgate was down, and I could watch the fading sun, hidden in the thick clouds, extinguish itself with a sigh in the west. I was still 1,000 miles from home, a drive in a summer rainstorm, a long haul through Oregon, a night in a rest stop on the California-Oregon border, a kayak trip at Point St. George, walks in the redwoods, a familiar swim in the eel, a bout of kayak surfing in Pacifica, and a final sad trip home. But at the moment, the future didn't matter one damn bit. That the surf would be small the next day, and that rain would muck up my urge to kayak that coast, didn't occur to me. What hit me when the fading light was a song. It was a song from the Fear album by a wonderful group called Toad the West Rocket. The song was, "I Will Not Take These Things for Granted." And watching the last light play out in slow motion over the endless Pacific Ocean, thinking of all I'd seen and done on this trip and 100 others, I thought of the taking of things for granted and how much of life is wasted that way. I certainly will not take any of these things for granted. Perfect morning waves, redwoods damp with spring rains and musty fungus, otters playing in the kelp, moonlight flickering on dark bays, seals sunning on the rocks, verdant coastal hillsides, wildflowers in the spring, winter storms in remote canyons, shifting coastal dunes, laughing children at play, glassy surf in remote beaches, starfish among the kelp, clam chowder on the wharf, solitary reflective beaches, wind-swept coastal bluffs, snowy mountains, raging rivers, lizards scurrying on trails, perfect sandy coves, kayaking between storm-tossed sea stacks, Carmel art galleries, carving stone alongside the road, capturing some fleeting bit of beauty on canvas, kicking through layers of fallen forest leaves, tracing lines of eroded cliffs, sharing a beer with strangers, wading through cool rivers, sleeping under brilliant stars, deep silences of the heart, sinking in the shower, dancing naked in waterfalls, looking down on cities, looking up at the universe, looking out for eternity. I will hold all these things in my heart, but I will not take them for granted. With the waves of the push of summer closes, the book ends, and a winter fades into spring, I sense a promise of another summer, another chance to get close to something elusive and wondrous, to follow my own path deep into the mystery of it all, to spit in the faces of the morbid and rabid gods that plague and pain us, to transform the self with every shaft of light, to dance through the fields of pure chance, to bend the spectrum of knowledge with the prism of imagination. I've never slept so well or dreamed so richly as I did that night. I drifted off with the knowledge that a pearl of perfection was at the core of every day, that the trials and tribulations of our life were simply games designed to add drama to existence, to life in its riches, its complexity, its perfection, its incredibly rich paradox, mortality and eternity locked in an embrace that is simply this moment that echoes down the corridors of space and time, this moment that is heaven, earth, matter, energy, God, you, me, and everything.